about to get underway, round 2 of the NZRL Premiership. Siaka did some good work last week at the FMG Stadium, now finds himself in some space. Raelu Buchanan is on the inside. He should have the legs to get there. Away he goes to score underneath the posts. What a great start. Back on the inside for a charging run, and it's a beauty as well. Up to the right-hand side, a spinning effort from Zach Tippins, who gets the offload as well. Look at this spinning go. And he's in again. Well, amazing. There as it goes for Phil Chingy. Now to Jordan Tuanai. Beautiful play. Inside run for Joseph Price. And the Falcons are on fire.
Round 2, Waikato taking on Canterbury. Now, Teamo, he'll give it a go. Offload. Placid. That's a nice pass. Finds the right man at the right place. Willie Davis. Straight up the guts. Dana Ratu and Waikato have scored. They attack the short side here. Vinnie Paul ends up with the ball. This is great play by Ilalio. There were a number of Waikato jerseys around him, but he found a way to navigate through. This game has gotten stronger. It's stronger as Talbot. Great, fantastic play. Got there 3 players committed to that tackle. He gets the offload away to the try scorer, Kereama Williams, who's still going. They've got some space out there on the left-hand side. Thompson out to the wing. Back-to-back tries for Canterbury. And as you can see, Canterbury very happy. In the end, they get the W.
This is week 3 of the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership, and you just saw highlights of week number 2, and it rolls on today because we have our first finalist just moments ago. The Akarana Falcons defeating the Rocco Canterbury Bulls 32-20. They're into the grand final. Now Tash Yeramia, it's up to Counties Manukau and the Waikato side to see if they can get in. And believe it or not, even not having a win on the board, Waikato still can get through.
Apparently so, and how exciting is that for this last game of the day to find out the other contenders for the final going through.
Well, let's have a look at the updated table, and the key here is quite simply points for and against. Now, you see the Canterbury Bulls sitting on -14, Counties Manukau on -12, and Waikato on -12. So simply, my understanding is this. Winner, chicken dinner, you're into the final against Akarana next week from 5:30 at Mount Smart Stadium. So how good is that for Waikato? Because you said right back at the beginning of the day, they're a chance. They're a real chance. They may have lost, but they only just lost their games.
Absolutely, and both games that they've played are very close losses. So I don't think we've seen the best of Waikato yet.
Yeah, we are going to see something. Just by the way, if you've just joined us for this one, if you're a Waikato or Counties Manukau fan, in the under-18s international, the 18s international, Australia were too strong, 48-8. 48-8. Against the New Zealand side, and Tanner Boyd absolutely cleaning up. This is the kid signed for the Brisbane Broncos. It was like watching Cooper Cronk run around, wasn't it?
Outstanding in the number 6 jersey. He controlled the game very well. He took the opportunities that faced him, and he really set up his backs and his forwards for good play.
And we found out afterwards too, this is actually not the number 1 18s team, because a lot of the clubs who sign their players don't want them playing internationals. They want to protect their investment. Yeah. So this way you might almost say was a second string 18 side, which suggests the depth in Australia right now is ridiculously strong in a World Cup year that going forward. And the New Zealand Rugby League have got a few problems. They were out-coached today beautifully, weren't they? They
were, but there's also a couple of other sides. There's the New Zealand select team, amongst others as well. So that shows our depth. We are getting there, and unfortunately today we didn't get the prize.
Yeah, it was, no prizes for losing. I tell you what is going to happen. No prizes without an umbrella, because that rain has started to come back again, coming in from the west where we are sitting at right now, and it looks like it could be brollies up again. But we have been pretty lucky today to get through 2 matches without too much heavy rain. All right, team 1 on the board is Counties Manukau. Let's take a look at them with Glenn Lama.
Yes, and counties have responded after that big loss to Akarana last week by making several changes. George Edwards and Geronimo Doyle have switched positions. Reece Charlie is back at number 3 after starting at lock in the last 2 weeks. Howard Brown promoted from the interchange to start at halfback. In the forwards, Michael Glucher is back wearing 8. Luke Armiger is back at the starting at hooker after being on the interchange last week. And David Whae Ete, missing last week, is back to start at number 12. And the coach is Rod Ratu.
Rod, a must-win game today. What has been the focus for the Stingrays this week?
Just reflecting from last week, just stay away from that panic stuff and play a bit of composed footy.
And a place in the final is still up for grabs. That must add extra motivation to the team. Is it something you think about?
Try not to, but I know it's in the back of the boys' mind sort of thing, so they'll definitely motivate them for that.
And your opponents, Waikato, what do you expect from them today?
Yeah, looking at the earlier games, they're going to be competitive, so we just got to make sure, we're on our game and we keep keeping our structures right.
And what's the game plan for the Stingrays today?
Complete our sets, and just stay competitive around that ruck.
Thank you and good luck.
They'll have plenty of firepower in the form of John Vuitambao, the Fijian squad member. 2 tries against Canterbury, 2 tries against Akarana. Can play this kid.
Yeah, he's very, very strong, and he's always there when you need him. So his halves have quite a fun job with him on the outsides.
It'll be interesting to see how Waikato control him too. And it's a bit like watching young Buchanan play today for the Akarana Falcons. When you get someone on the edge that can run and run hard and in short spurts, it is almost impossible to contain them.
Too strong, and this is a must-win game for both teams. So no doubt we'll see a lot of firepower with John Vuitambao and also Geronimo Doyle moving to the wing from the back.
The important thing here for Waikato is they don't want to be facing off in the promotion relegation match, which is our first match next week from 5:30 at Mount Smart Stadium. They could possibly be in the grand final. Here's the team that could get them there. Glenn?
Yes, Stephen, Aaron Jolly is back at fullback. Keep your eye on him, a very good player, and he'll captain this team. Joel Thompson back wearing 3 after missing last week's game. Darren Kingy, keep your eye on him, number 6. His first game this season, he played for Waikato over 10 years ago. He's a veteran player and he's back in there wearing 6. Hayden Karina moves to 9 as a result of Kingy's re-emergence. And Marin Hadji moves back into the second row after being in the centres last week. And the coach is Morgan Kutia.
Morgan, your team, very exciting to watch, always putting up great performances. What can we expect from them today?
A little bit more of that. I think we are exciting and, we're excited, but we love playing in this competition and, like in our games they haven't got the results that we wanted, but as long as we're progressing, that's the main thing for us.
This is your first away game for the Premiership. How's preparation been this week?
Oh, it's good this week. We've got another game in against Counties Manukau, and obviously they'll be nice and hard. But I think one of these days, any team can beat any other in this competition, and one of these days it's going to be us, either this week or next week. We don't know, but hopefully we'll put a good performance on.
Good luck.
And if they're going to have a fine performance, it could come from Captain Jolly at the back. Aaron Jolly, their fullback, runs a nice line and spots the gaps beautifully, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Great at the counter-attack there. So when they kick it down to him, it's always safe because he's got the back covered.
Nothing beats having a fullback sniffing around the ball and waiting to find the gap, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit like, there's a little bit of Billy Slater there, snapping right on the heels. Timing is everything with fullback.
Doesn't just hang back, he also goes and looks. He's looking for work all the time as well.
So here we go. This is a big match for Waikato because they win this one, they go into the grand final next week. Otherwise, they lose this one, and depending on what the points for and against is, they could be playing promotion relegation. I mean, everything's hanging on this game.
It is, and I'm sure that we're going to see the best of Waikato today.
All righty, time to get busy. The players are ready. So is Justin Morgan and Glenn Lama. Here we go, lads.
Counties Manukau Stingrays against Waikato. Round 3 of the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership here at Trust Stadium in Auckland. Good afternoon, everybody. And it's all on in this game. The winner of this clash goes through to the grand final to play Akarana. And what an effort that will be for Waikato, being promoted back into the Premiership this season. If Counties win, they're into the final against Akarana for the second straight year. And, of course, they won it in 2015 as well. Justin Morgan, good afternoon to you, mate. Well, it's all on in this game.
Yeah, good afternoon. Fantastic conditions here for the final round match. And obviously both teams have got everything to play for. As already been mentioned, the winner goes through to the final. So we've seen some entertaining rugby league already today. So hopefully both of these teams can continue on for this final match. So really excited.
Two survivors in this Waikato team from the team that played in the final against Canterbury in 2014. A couple of players that they can call on there. Hayden Karena playing at 9 in this game. He captained this team. Well, they were known as Waikato Bay Stallions back then. Captained the team in that game. And Marin Hadji, another survivor. Very nice indeed from Aaron Jolly and his boys as they get to play Counties Manukau in the NZRL Premiership match. Just repeating, the winner of this game will be through to the final against Akarana. Counties have won one and lost one, but their points differential is what it comes down to. -12 is their points differential at the moment. And Waikato have the same points differential, -12. So if they win, they are in. So nice and simple. Glad we don't need the calculator in this one, Justin.
That's right. Simple equation is the best way to go underway here. So obviously, hopefully both teams can get off to a really safe start with no mistakes.
The Counties Manukau have the first possession. They're in the red. Waikato in the black. Counties will be looking to bounce back from I'm sure what they will say was a disappointing performance against Akarana last week. They lost by 40 points to 22, and they want some fire in the belly for this game.
Coming 10, 9, go through.
There goes Hetami half Luke Armiger over the halfway line. Waikato have impressed in their 2 games today. Got close to both Akarana and then Canterbury, and an early opportunity here for Counties. This is Taufa, just ankle tapped. The big fella almost snuck away. Setavini Taufa scored a memorable try for Otahu in the Fox Memorial final. Plenty of time for that kick to go up there from Stowers. Nicely taken by the Waikato player there. And Waikato survive, and it was a very nice take there to Nahiwi. And back come Waikato.
Great start there from Counties. Obviously got over the halfway in about 2 or 3 tackles and saw an opportunity down the short side, and that right edge, they'll be looking for that opportunity if they can get that kind of space and finish off with a nice, really good kick towards the back end of the set.
Ball handling is going to be critical as well for this Waikato team. They can't afford errors. They really have to treasure possession. Just a kick inside the 40. And back goes George Edwards, an accomplished fullback, of course. He's been in this position many times. Junior Warriors player in 2014, George Edwards.
He's got really good footwork. You just saw there, he just stuck his nose through the line on the return of the kick there. And again, it's so important today in today's game that the back 3 players get off to a really good start. And we've seen with Counties already, their outside men doing great work.
I tell you, Sidavidi Taufa here, that was a fantastic run and a good quick play the ball. Armiger, that's a nice option. A good tackle on number 13 there, Nicholas Wilson, but a fast play. The ball has Counties looking good early with the ball here. Brown it is, playing halfback, which is interesting. He was a fullback in last year's grand final for Counties Manukau. Last play, Stowers has it. That's a nice option, but it's bounced up kindly for Jolly. Can he get back into the field of play? He can, but only just.
Just a nice end of the set there. They looked like they were going to shift the ball out to the left edge, but just going to the line there, put a nice little kick in, and a little bit unlucky not to get another set of 6.
Well, big heat on this Waikato line early in this match. They've managed to survive okay so far.
Hold 9, go 3.
Hadji it was, loose pass. Well, it's pretty ugly there for Waikato's. Parangi wasn't expecting the ball, and Counties are going to have a scrum 18 metres out.
Well, we've mentioned Counties in their attacking sets have been very good, but they've backed it up with some really good defence. Their line speed, their first couple of sets, really good. And what that does is puts teams under pressure, and Waikato, unfortunately, coming up with the error there, and a great attacking chance here for Counties, as we see on the replay, that right edge. So I'm glad I'm not marking the big winger. He's a big boy, isn't he?
Mate, and he's got pace too. Wonderful try for Otahu in the Sharman Cup final in that game a few weeks ago against Bay Roskell. Terrific try, went length of the field, and he finished it off superbly. Taufa now Counties hot on attack here. Here's the young fella, the 19-year-old David Ete. Highly promising Mangere East player. He's tackled 9 metres out. Armiger. This is Brown. Nicely tackled there. Michael Blucher plays the ball. Brown again. Here's Stowers. This is Edwards. 10 metres out. George Edwards going close. He'll be enjoying himself at fullback. Limited opportunities for him so far on the wing in the first 2 games for Counties. Here's Viertimbau. He's a try-scoring machine, this fella. He scored doubles the last 2 weeks for Counties. He played for the Warriors in the ISP competition as well this season. Stowers, loose pass though, and Counties' opportunity goes begging.
Just an opportunity there for Counties. Really thought they most probably should have come out to the other side. The defensive line of the Waikato team is really, really narrow at the moment. So expect the Counties, the next chance that they get, to shift the ball like they have been, to try and get on the outside of the Waikato defence.
Oh, Waikato, the only ball they've really had, Justin, has been at this end of the field. So that's going to be something they'll want to rectify. And rectify fast. Playing the ball there is Hadji, one of the survivors from their 2014 team. Nice spin and turn there by Dana Ratu. Backing up from last year's Waikato performance as well. Nice step there from Hohaia. Marcus Hohaia. There's a name from the past that we enjoyed playing for the Warriors. You would have played with Lance, Justin. Here come Waikato on this right edge. Well, the ball just goes to ground again for the Waikato team.
They just started to get on the front foot there, and they looked like there was a really good opportunity to go down that right edge, but the ball just a little bit behind the winger there, and they're going to have to turn the ball over. But again, a little bit more positive there from the Waikato team. Some good go forward and some shifting of the ball to the edge.
Well, beautiful conditions, Courtney Tyree. A stark contrast to what you were encountering earlier in the day, eh?
Yes, Glenn, I've put the umbrella away as the sun is out and shining. The field is drying up nicely from showers earlier today, so watch for teams playing some open football, looking for some offloads.
Very little wind too, which is fabulous. It's nice and warm at the moment too, as Gillett plays the ball. Ete again. Tackled on the 40-metre line for Waikato, and referee Simon Taylor, well, he awards a penalty. Might have got a call from the touch judge there, Justin.
Yeah, I thought he dropped it cold, but the touch judge obviously was in pretty good position there and made the call. Great opportunity here to get in a really good attacking zone. So we'll see what they've got, what set pieces they've been working on during the week. Here's the replay. Is there a hand in there? Oh, I'm not sure.
Bit of a 50-50 call, wasn't it? Here's Brown. Big, strong lad, Howard Brown. The halfback today for Counties Manukau. Charlie at dummy half. Here comes Faeti. He's had plenty of carries early in this match. Only 7 minutes gone. Must have handled the ball at least a good half a dozen times so far. Armiger at dummy half. Here come Counties out in the backs again. Edwards is up. There's Viertimbau again. Going close, he's there. No, he isn't. It's a penalty.
Double movement.
Double movement.
No.
Well, there's an interesting call from Simon Taylor, the referee. No hesitation there, Justin.
Look, I don't mind if he's going to make a call like that. He was very, very quick to make it. We'll see here on the replay. Does he get short of the line there and then promote the ball? I think that's most probably momentum, but again, 50-50.
Up here, mate.
Yeah, probably hard luck there on the Timbao. The try was given. It would have been his 5th try in 3 games.
Both the back rows have started really strongly, haven't they, for counties? Both the back rows have had a couple of really strong carries, so have to keep an eye on that, the Waikato team.
Oh, good strong carry there. Coming forward was Huirama from the Hamilton City Tigers club. Now it comes into the back line, into the hole goes Waikato. Oh, here it is. Jolly. Oh, this is against the run of play. Waikato open the scoring. Terrific try. And Tai Ulu is in to score. Stunner.
See that so often in rugby league, under huge amounts of pressure on their own try line, the Waikato team, and then they get a 50-50 call going their way and they take full advantage of it against the run of play. A nicely executed try here. Really nice play here. They're shifting it out to their left-hand side. Just a nice short ball. It's great to see back rows hit the ball like that. Plenty of support on the outside and finished off exceptionally well here from the winger. Showed a clean pair of heels to get on the outside there. So I love it when we see back rowers steaming through holes like that. It's a really brave line and he's done a great job.
Used to do, eh, Justin? Well, Tai Ulu's first try of the campaign, and it was a timely one for Waikato, and they take the all-important lead in the early stages of this game. I love the link play of Jolly there too, and the burst downfield of Ohio. It was just good team rugby league, wasn't it?
They showed some really good speed. The try scorer, Tai Ulu, he was really quick. Soon he got the ball, just zipped on the outside there. And as you mentioned, we've seen Jolly in previous games, how good he can be when he gets the ball in hand. He's very, very quick, good on his feet, and we'll be seeing if he can convert the 4 points into 6 here. So it'll be a really, really good chance to get off to a great start.
Well, Jolly's goal kicking has been influential. He scored 2 tries and kicked 4 goals against Akarana in a 36-28 loss. And last week he got another 4-pointer and kicked 4 goals as well. So Aaron Jolly here. And he's timed that one well enough. And it's Waikato out to 6-0 after 10 minutes. Here's one more look at it. Nicely timed pass from Rudolph to Hohaya, and then Jolly, and then Tai Ulu finished the job. It was a very slick and executed move by Waikato. They'd been basically hard on defence the whole game.
Certainly have, and Ohio there just steaming through the line. As you mentioned before, I was fortunate enough to play with Lance Ohio, and he was a great support player and made plenty of line breaks in his own right. So he's keeping the namesake alive there with line breaks.
Well, there he is, the man of the moment. All Tai Ulu. A combination working again there. Tai Ulu flirting with a knock on there, but in the end, no harm done. This is Ratu. Coming away from dumbing half is Karena. Now, watch out for him, Karena, a very influential player. Actually retired from playing rugby league in 2015, but has been lured out of retirement. 35 years of age now, Hayden Karena. Handling the ball there, wearing 9. Here goes Hayden Kingy, rather. Moving it forward, Darren Kingy, another very experienced player who have been relied on. Peels of obstruction there.
It's great how a try can energise the rugby league team. That set of 6 there from Waikato. They made 60 metres. Now 2 tackles down, and the counties are only 12 metres out from their own line. It's it's almost flipped over exactly how the first 7 or 8 minutes of the game went.
Taufa plays the ball. Taufa a bit slow to get up there.
Release now! Here we are! Go for.
Lupo playing the ball there. Here's Fia Timbao again. See his athleticism on display. He's got an ability to, not the biggest looking fella, but he does sneak through gaps.
Outside.
That's out on the full, that one. That was not to script for Counties Manukau. That's Setavini Taufa. Looks like he's picked up some problem with his wrist, perhaps, or a shoulder, maybe. Might be a bit of a blow for Counties.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. They're obviously assisting him from the field. Could be a wrist, arm, possibly an elbow. So that'll be a big blow for them.
Yeah, not to plan at all. You don't want to see wingers go off because you generally don't have cover on the bench for them, do you?
Then go left side with me. Go one.
Coming on is Toyetu for Counties Manukau, wearing 16. So he's taking the place there of Taufa on the wing. Now Waikato moving themselves into position here to perhaps add to this lead. Good hands there from Kingy. Darren Kingy's first game in for Waikato. Colours could be looming here on this right edge. Good burst there from Joel Thompson. But in the end, it's gone out. Thompson be disappointed. Appeals there from some of those Waikato players that might have been aided into touch maybe by a Counties player, but no, says Simon Taylor, the ref.
Kingy looks well with the ball in his hand. He's one of those guys who seems to have a lot of time on his hands. You can see here the tackle that takes him over the sideline. I think that's fair. I think his momentum was still moving there. Most probably need to straighten his line up before going to the defensive line.
Well, Taufa's gone off with that injury. Let's get an update from Courtney.
Thank you, Glenn. Number 2, Taufa, he has suffered a broken wrist out there on the edge and he will not be returning to the game.
Oh, it's a shame for Counties Manukau and a shame for Setavini Taufa. He didn't play the first game against Canterbury, but he was Otahu's Player of the Year this year for that club team that won promotion back into the Fox Memorial. Great shame to see him out.
He started today's game so well. A couple of really strong carries early on in the game, so he'll be sorely missed.
Away goes Armiger off Blucher's carry. There's a good play again from Edwards this time. Here goes Edwards again. Edwards again, a fantastic run from him. What a run. That was 40 metres maybe. Up to the 10 they go. Got to wait for a dummy half. It's going to be far. Ete, look out. Oh, sensational stepping. That was a very fine finish from the teenager, David Fa'ete, and it is 6-4.
Fa'ete had no right to score that try. A great individual display there. I thought he'd most probably bombed it by going out of dummy half on the 5th play, but some great footwork, big lanky back rower, reaches out and plants the ball down just over the try line. So that's a good hit back after a really decisive run from Edwards. And here we can see him just shrugging 2, 3, 4 defenders away. He's a strong run here that really set this try up. 40 or 50 metre run downfield, plays the ball, and Fa'ete gets into acting half, decides to go down the short side himself, shrugs off one, great left foot step and reaches out. Great try.
Yeah, that was special. Only his 2nd year playing rugby league as well here, Fa'ete. Plays for Mangere. He's played 15 games this season of Fox Memorial League, and you can see why he's been rushed into this Counties Manukau team. It was just the response that Rod Ratu would have wanted, the Counties Manukau coach, from his team. Remember, the winner of this game goes through to the final of the NZRL Premiership next Saturday night at Mount Smart Stadium against Akarana. So, in effect, this is a semi-final. Here's Stowers' conversion attempt. Yes!
Fantastic kick from the sideline there to lock the scores up at 6-all.
One more look at the try. Yeah, that was just top stuff. Fa'ete. So 6-all. It's all set up for what's going to be a terrific game of New Zealand Rugby League Premiership. Remember, earlier today it was Akarana beating Canterbury by 32 points to 20. Canterbury can't make the final. Their points differential at -14 as Ailupo carries the ball strongly over the 20. Canterbury's -4. He's lost it. He's lost it, though. And a big fella not happy with that call.
Did all the hard work, the big man, strong carry. Brushes off one, ball hits the ground. That's just a drop ball, I think. I don't think there's any intention there in knocking the ball out, so I think that's a fair call from the referee there.
Nice and tight, eh? Nice and tight.
Yes, Canterbury Bulls can't make the final. Their points differential -14. is inferior to both these two teams, so Canterbury Bulls can't make it. Now Jolly, not the biggest fella in the world, is he? Aaron Jolly, but makes up for his lack of size with a bit of heart and courage.
It's been good so far, not only today, but in the other games also. He's an excellent goal kicker also.
Waikato looming here. Here they come again. This is Ratu. Taken there by Blucher and Armiger. Karina. Out it comes to Kingy. Still showing lots of composure here, Waikato, as they get close to the line. Good quick play the ball. Here come Waikato again. This is Huirama. Taimanu Huirama. Just a couple of metres away on the last play. What are they going to cook up here? Oh, great hands there from Howard Brown. And Brown is away. He's going to need a clean pair of heels. Jolly is cutting him down. Great breakout from Counties. They want to fast play the ball here, Counties. Here they come again, the Counties Manukau Stingrays. Oh, that was a timely strip there from Ohio. And Waikato have got it back.
End-to-end stuff here. Looked like they were going to get a repeat set, but great pickup from Brown. Just ran out of steam when he got over the halfway line. Very lucky not to have had points put on them there, the Waikato team.
Let go, leave it with me. Hold.
Well, it's entertaining stuff so far in these first 19 minutes. Leilua. Leilua.
Level with me.
Hamilton City Tigers player.
Release now.
Counties Manukau Stingrays want to keep those good tackles going as Karina nips away from dummy half. Oh, the intention of the pass was right, but the execution wasn't.
Just needed to continue to run there. Had at least another tackle up their sleeve. And he knows he's made the mistake there. They've had a couple of really good decisive runs in the middle of the field, both teams really, so hopefully both hookers can see that the big men can get them some fast play the balls. We've seen a couple of half line breaks in the middle of the field already, and as time rolls on in the second 20 minutes of this first half, some of the big men are going to start to fatigue, and those hookers will be able to probe in and around the ruck area.
Counties bench is strong in this game. Cruz Tupou was very good off the bench a couple of weeks ago against Canterbury. He'll take the place of Armiger at some point in this game. Vanisi as well, and Keanu Dawson. That's Toyotu, who's taken the place of Taufa. Remember, Sitiveni Taufa, the winger, is off the field with a broken wrist, won't be returning. There's a very strong run there from Keanu Dawson. Nice play earlier on in the end, the under-20s. Here comes Counties again, shifting the ball very effectively. 10 metres out. There's Royd and Gillett. Gillett plays the ball again. Now Stowers has his hands on it for the last play. It's been touched by a Waikato player. It's still in the hands of Counties. Edwards. Well, he should have shifted it to Charlie. Oh, he's there, is he? Oh, he is there. How on earth did that tackle not be completed? And Edwards has scored the try.
It's gone backwards from you guys.
Having a terrific game so far, Edwards.
It wasn't complete, mate. He was on the ground, mate.
Well, Aaron Jolly's probably got a legitimate concern or a question to raise there with referee Simon Taylor, Justin, but nonetheless, the decision's been made and George Edwards has the try. Yeah,
a little bit of a ricochet there, and, you know, this little, when the ball hits the ground, you think that the Waikato team should really tie the fullback up here. They've got 3 players in there, but he just shrugs them off and pushes his way over. He's had a really strong start to the game, the fullback.
Yes, he certainly has. Didn't see much of Edwards in the last couple of weeks. He and Doyle, though, have switched positions, and so far it's been a very good decision, you'd have to say, from coach Rod Ratu. Been around a long time now, Rod Ratu. So here's William Stowers again. 96 points in the Fox Memorial this season. Had some time at the Illawarra Cutters a couple of years ago, and Stowers has converted the try, and after trailing 6-0, the Counties Manukau Stingrays now lead by 12 points to 6.
Stay behind, kick it, fellas. Time you run. On you, bud.
I think the team that defends their errors the best in this game is most probably going to go very close to victory. Both teams have had their fair share of errors, but the other team's been taking advantage by scoring points. So if you do make an error or give away a penalty, really important to defend that play. But that's a really strong carry to start the set of 6 off here, almost over the 30.
That was Tautalanoa Vanisi, a 19-year-old, a former college mate of Atahingano at Pakuranga College. And he started the last 2 weeks, but off the interchange this week. Probably not a bad tactic from Rod Ratu. He's going to provide really good impact off the bench. Now, the ball security is not what was required there from that county's player. It was Keanu Dawson. Dawson will be disappointed there, the former Warriors NYC player from 2016. Dawson actually started the year at the Knights, the 20-year-old, but he has returned home to New Zealand.
Easy, fellas, easy. One. And there, George. Out. Release now. Stand square. Hold. Go one.
Karina. This is Ratu again.
Release now. Stand square. 13 all the way.
Karina.
Good work, you're there.
He rolls away, and Waikato have dropped the ball. That's disappointing for them, Justin. Looked like they had something looming there.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, the team that makes the least errors, or when they do make an error, are able to shut the opposition out, are going to go a long way to winning this game. It was a nice, strong, low tackle that jolted the ball free. But Waikato, great opportunity there to get in some attacking shape. It's turning the ball over early in the set.
Well, Taufa, it's unfortunate for him, really unfortunate. He'd made a really strong start to the game, broke his wrist. The big winger.
Go one.
Vutenbach.
Here we are.
Good quick play, the ball has Counties nip away from dummy half. A very good run there from Tupou. And Tupou's made easily 30 metres. You can see the value of a quick play the ball right there. And Tupou's got his team very much on the front foot. And a penalty for offside play.
Take the tap. Take the tap.
Take it quickly, and Cruz Tupou does exactly that as Vanisi, a big man who gets to speed very quickly. 5 metres away, the Counties Manukau Stingrays. Here comes Dawson, very keen to make up for his error earlier, but he's made another one.
Knock on, fellas.
That's why coaches are bald or got grey hair.
Dawson will be a bit disappointed, the former Junior Warriors player.
I'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, Aaron.
You see there, Jolly talking to the referee about the speed of the play the ball, saying that the Counties Manukau players aren't getting their foot to the ball. That's why they're getting fast play the ball. So maybe a little bit of gamesmanship there from the fullback.
Well, as Waikato come away with the ball here, let's go back down to Courtney. Courtney.
I am with Rod Ratu, coach of the Stingrays. Rod, up 12-6. How would you like to see your team finish this first half?
Yeah, the way they started, just good attitude in there, plenty passion, something that was missing last week. So it's just, again, just keeping a bit of composure, getting to our kicks, completing our sets.
Thanks to Rod for having a chat to us. And other than that try that they conceded against the run of play, it's actually Counties have looked fairly solid in this game to date, you'd have to say, Justin.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with their defence. When Waikato have been coming out of their own end, they've got numbers in the tackle, they've got some really good line speed, and they're forcing them to kick from inside their 40 a lot of the time.
Well, that kick coming downfield from Malcolm Noda. He started at hooker last week, coming off the bench in this game.
Outside.
Was outside the 20, or out the 40, so that will be a scrum to Counties. Tani Wharu player, one of many in this Waikato team. Of course, that Tani Wharu side is based in Huntly.
was. Just short. Yeah, I don't think there's
12 points to 6. Tries to Eti. And Edwards for Counties Manukau.
Playing with good stats there. Nice and tight seconds. Nice and tight. And there's 30.
And a try that opened the scoring for Waikato. Tai Ulu, their winger, scoring in the 9th minute. Remember, the winner of this game will play Akarana in the final of the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership next weekend. Akarana there today after beating Canterbury and completing the round robin with 3 wins from 3 games. The defending champs are looking good so far in 2017. Oh, that's been dropped stone cold. Very disappointing there for Fiu Timber. I was lucky, almost wasn't expecting the ball.
Best scrum here, Waikato ball.
Both teams need to address the handling errors. I think both coaches will be disappointed with the last 4 or 5 minutes that we've seen both teams making some unforced errors, and with 12 minutes to go in the first half, both will want them to knock out their sets of 6 and get some better completion rates to finish the half off.
Relax, man, relax.
Waikato with this ball. Let's go down to Courtney again, and Morgan Kutia is with her.
Morgan, well in the contest. You must be happy with the arm wrestle.
Yeah, as happy as we can be. They've still scored a couple of tries on us through our defence, and we've worked on that. But as long as we can compete and we stay in the arm wrestle, we're in with a chance.
Thank you, Morgan. Here comes Kingy, a critical player for Waikato if they want to get in. And close the score, maybe even lock it up if they can complete this set, maybe have a good end with a challenging kick. Away goes Noda. Good pass, and Jolly is in, maybe, yes! It is Taiulu again. Well, I thought Jolly could have taken the gap himself, but selfless play from the Waikato fullback has seen Taiulu go in again, and it's 12 to 10. Very nice, Justin, wasn't it? Their backline plays slick.
Yeah, they've been turning the ball in and around the ruck a lot, but this is, you know, stringing a couple of passes together. It's a great little hold-up ball there from Jolly to put his winger over. But the great part is that he just goes to the line with speed, the ball player, and that puts the defence. They've got to squeeze up. And again, I'd like to see them do this a little bit more, string a couple of passes together. The time before that they were down here, they turned a lot of balls back inside and tried to go through the middle of the ruck. They look a much better side when they can shift the ball, you know, 2 or 3 passes wide.
Well, 12 to 10, Taiulu in for a second. Terrific stuff from Waikato. And they have been surprisingly competitive, you'd have to say. They probably would want to come up and argue the point with me, but given the fact they were in the championship last year and had to win promotion over Wellington, and they're actually giving a very good account of themselves so far in the 2 and a bit games they've played here.
They've only lost their games by small margins, haven't they?
Yeah.
So
well,
they've been competitive.
Well, they lost to Akarana by 8 points. And they lost to Canterbury by only 4. Important kick here for Aaron Jolly. You know this guy can kick goals. Not quite. Tried to wind it back. So 12 points to 10. The score remains, and we have 9 minutes to play until half-time. Jolly influential. The try assist goes to him with a superbly timed pass to his winger. Nice and poised this game, isn't it? With 9 minutes to play until half-time.
Stay on, time you run.
Counties Manukau and Waikato, the winner through to the Premiership final against Akarana next week.
That's good.
Karina feeds the ball, and here comes Ratu again.
Release now.
Dana Ratu.
15.
Starts to set 22 metres out from his own line, and here's Taiulu.
Movement! Stand square! Oh, go 2.
In fact, that was Tai Lakana.
Release down! Here we are, here we are. Go 3.
Here come Waikato up to the halfway line. And they've got a penalty too.
Just careless on that first contact, Nick.
And that's a high tackle going against Counties that time from Nicholas Wilson. He's been penalised, the Counties lock.
I haven't seen many penalties in the game, so credit to the referee leading the game flow. We've seen some really entertaining stuff in the first 32.5 minutes.
Check out that touch finder from Kingy. That was on the money, wasn't it? Made 30 metres from the centre of the field. That's a great touch finder and puts Waikato firmly on attack. Here they come again. The Waikato team. Satani it is. Nipping away from dummy half. Here's an opportunity for Brown. Satani used as a decoy this time as Huirama. Swings it out to the left flank again. Karina. Well, it's been lost. That's disappointing for Waikato. Very disappointing. It was looking likely again down this left side. And
come here, Counties ball.
Karina will be a little bit disappointed that time.
Yeah, Karina will be disappointed with that. They looked very dangerous again. He's been, it's just a simple drop ball there, trying to shuffle the ball out to his outside men, but he's been very good when he's been 1 and 2 passes off the ruck. I really like the way that he goes to the line with speed. And when you go to the line with speed, you make the defenders have to decide whether to come in or stay out. So look for more of that as the game rolls on.
Well, Karina actually playing at 5'8" at the moment. He started the game at hooker. He was at 5'8" last week. And that's been dropped by Counties. And here comes Satani again. Satani, Carl Satani.
Release now, George! 0 tackle. Oh, 0.
Here they come again. Noda. Ataratu. A small front rower, but plays with plenty of heart. Here they come again. It is Kingy out to Jolly. Aaron Jolly. And there's a penalty against Counties.
Obstruction. Taking out player.
No, it's obstruction against Waikato.
There's Mark here, fellas.
Yeah, I think he's run behind one of his own players and got some kind of advantage here, and that's just most probably through lack of communication. Again, most probably weren't set up for that play, and then somebody got in front of Jolly, and we'll see the replay here. He just took out the defender, and then Jolly actually took the space that defender was in, and the referee had no choice there. Good pickup from the referee.
That was a very good pickup, wasn't it? It's Venisi carries strongly again. Tupou. This is Dawson. 5 metres out from halfway. Cruz Tupou waits at dummy half, and there's a penalty again for Counties Manukau.
Hold him down too long.
Back-to-back penalties. You want to stop that and stop it fast.
I give him a rap for letting the game flow, and he blows a couple of back-to-back penalties. But again, most probably justified on that occasion. Big defensive set here for Waikato.
They do not want to concede another try in these last 4 minutes. One of the try scorers, Far Eti is going to play the ball. The referee allows that play the ball to be very slow. This is Wilson. 25 metres out. Tupou feigns to the right, goes to the left, intercepted. As he got the pace, Brown. He needs support. Now he needs to get to his feet quickly to play the ball. As Counties rush to get back onside. Karina. Here's Jolly. Chiming in just wide of the ruck. Well, Counties are back on defence as Satani brings it forward again, but a timely intercept for Waikato. Counties looked like they were building something and building something well there. Now Huirama. Away goes Noda again. This is Huirama, now Satani. Satani could have offloaded to Noda there. Malcolm Noda, who's right there. Here he is again. Here comes Kingy into the line. Jolly, can he get it down? He's been held up.
Be held up. The handover up on the 10.
Wow, that's how close Waikato were to scoring.
What a tackle. What a tackle on the last play to hold him up over the line. We see the replay here of the intercept. Looked like big Greg Eastwood when he got into the clear for the Bulldogs a couple of years ago. The big fella's looking for support. And here's the tackle on the try line. Great job there from Counties Manukau to hold him up on the last play.
Darren Kingy caught one as well. Former New Zealand residence player, Darren Kingy getting... Let's have a look at this tackle again. Well, some pretty good tackles coming in there from Stowers in particular, who got his body underneath Jolly.
He's got nice timing with his passes, Kingy, hasn't he? He just holds the ball up, creates a little bit of space on the outside. He's got nice touch, and you know, I suppose that comes with experience.
It's him, it's Karena, and it's Jolly. All three of them have got that skill, don't they, to throw the perfectly timed pass.
Release down! Stand square. Go, one.
Oh, I come Counties again through Toya. 2-1. Thump down there. That was Huirama turning Reece Charlie into a mannequin. Just thumped him into the turf. Here they come again, Counties Manukau. This is Tupou. Manurewa, Marlins player. Edwards waiting at dummy half.
Up on the mark, on the line. Tackle 4, go.
Edwards. Dawson passes the ball this time back to Stowers. Here's Vanisi again, is that? Yes, it is Vanisi.
Oh, go last.
Counties looking good with the ball in hand, but they've been to defend quite a lot in the last little while. That's allowed to bounce there from Taina Nahiwi. And it's going to be a Counties, no, a Waikato scrum.
They've been good at getting in behind the ruck, coming out of their own end, and I'm sure the coaches will talk about that at half-time. Get the big men rolling forward, get some ruck speed, fast play the balls, and a lot of half breaks for the Counties team with their dummy halves getting out. So I'm sure that the coaches will highlight that at half-time and ask them to continue that for the second half.
Down, George. Sorry, mate. Out!
Good run there from the try scorer for Waikato, Tai Ulu. Ooh, bit of a messy play the ball. I wondered about that. Whether there might have been a little knock on there, Justin.
Lucky to get away with that one, I think.
Yeah. Ratu. Referee called held. So we'll have to go back and play. Here's Taiulu. 2 tries to him in the first half as we enter the last minute of the first half now. It's a lovely offload there from Huirama. Gives a chance here for Waikato down this right flank. Here comes the big fella on the wing, Nahiwi. And Joel Thompson working around that right edge for Waikato. Here's Kingy. Smart decisions, doesn't he, Darren Kingy? Space here for Noda. Well, it's all looking a little messy there for Waikato, which is a shame because I think they had the Counties defence stretched a little bit.
Time off, injury. Just keep the mark. Time's off, footing.
Well, Counties Manukau player battling here. And this is Cruz Tupou. We've already seen Taufa break his wrist in the game. Cruz Tupou doesn't look in good shape.
He looks in all sorts of pain. Looks like to be some kind of knee or lower leg injury, and this is the last thing that they need, is to lose another player for the match. As you mentioned, already lost an outside back, and that will put a huge strain on the bench and the interchange for the second half.
Drop them to a 2-man bench. So Tupou making the tackle there. Well, it didn't look much in it, did it?
Fairly innocuous, wasn't it? But sometimes they're the worst ones. You know, you don't have a twist and you just get a little bit of weight that goes over the top of the knee, or an ankle gets caught underneath and can cause some discomfort. Is it his ankle that they're looking at? Looks like it's his ankle or possible knee.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, isn't it, watching that. I was reading earlier in the week about Dylan Walker, the Manly centre, playing up in Papua New Guinea last week for the Prime Minister's 13 broke his ankle, thought his career was over. That's what he thought at the time. When he heard it go, he thought his career was done.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling when you break an ankle, do a knee, something like that. It's an awful feeling. But just quickly on this first half, both teams have sort of come with a really good attitude. We know what's on the line. The winner goes through to the final next weekend, as we see him being carried from the field. So you can't imagine he's going to take much more part in this game. But the second half sets up very nice because, with 30 seconds left on the clock, there's a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Justin. Yes, Cruz Tupou doesn't look like he'll be back, which will bring Luke Armiger back into the game. Starting hooker. But the real impact comes down to County's bench. They're down to a 2-man bench if Tupou doesn't come back, and judging by that, we won't see him again in this game. Last 30 seconds, last 20 seconds of the first half here. Stowers off the view, Timbal. Yeah, it's been called a loose carry, and View Timbal furious with himself. That's the second error of the first half. He'll have much higher standards for himself than that. There is the error again, View Timbal, but no harm done because that was the last act of the first half, and it is game on in the race for a final spot in the New Zealand Premiership. The winner of this game through to the final to play Akarana at half for next week. It is 12 points to 10 to Counties at half-time. Half-time here in the NZRL Premiership game between Counties and Waikato, and after a sustained period of attack, Counties actually conceded the first try and a beautiful finish to Taiulu. Eric Taiulu opened the scoring for Waikato 4-0 after 9 minutes, converted. But then Counties came straight back, and this was a fantastic run by George Edwards, who really has proved a handful in this game for Waikato tackle. A superb run there where he shrugged off several tackles, finished with some really good stepping from David Fa'aetieri, and just like that it was 6-all, and Edwards provided that try, and he basically finished off this one, took it 3 or 4 metres out. Somehow he still got through those 3 defenders to score the try, and Counties were up 12 points to 6. But then some excellent sweeping backline play here from Jolly out to Taiulu, and Waikato had their second try, and Taiulu had his second try of the first half, and that's where we are, 12 points to 10 to Counties Manukau at half-time, Stephen.
Yeah, and I think this one goes all the way to the wire. I know that may seem obvious to you when you look at the score, but there's only 2 in it. But well, I was saying to Tash while watching that first 40, it's one of those games you almost feel Waikato, and I hate using the word deserve, but they almost deserve to win this one, the way they're playing. Jolly, of course, from the back is just setting everything up beautifully.
Absolutely. He's setting up his winger, Eric Taiulu, up very well, and also getting his forwards in there, the front running, and also they're running through the middle quite a bit as well. Yeah, the one thing that is probably a concern for Morgan Kutia, the Waikato coach, is how easily they have allowed Counties back into the game. I think Rod Rattle will be saying, can we cut the errors down, please? Yeah, I think that's one thing that was highlighted from that first half with Counties Manukau. Rod Ratu will probably have a chat to them about a lot of their loose carries going into those runs. Very strong, but when you're not holding the ball, it's a little bit pointless. I think either side that gets into this grand final, because we already know that Akarana Falcons will go in after beating up on 32-20 on the Canterbury Bulls in the earlier match. They're going to have their work cut out. They're going to have to lift their game a hell of a lot for next weekend. No doubt this second half is going to be exciting because either team could make the final and be meeting Akarana, like you said. So it's not over yet. So hang on, the next 40 minutes is a big one for either Counties Manukau Stingrays or Waikato. The winner will go straight through to the grand final. Who will it be? Stay right here and you will find out.
second half about to start between Counties Manukau and Waikato. In the NZRL Premiership match. 40 minutes of rugby league to come. Winner of this game, and it's Counties almost getting the ball from the kickoff. Reece Charlie's ended up knocking it on, a near thing there for Waikato. And in the end, they will get the feed to the scrum, but near thing for them. 12 points to 10 it is, 2 tries apiece. And that's how close Reece Charlie was to getting the ball. Yes, 12 points to 10. Winner of this game through to play Akarana in the final. If Waikato win, they will end up on the same number of competition points, but will go through on points differential. Counties win, they'll have 2 wins from 3 games. So as the second half gets underway, of course, we've seen Setavini Tafa, the winger, out of the game with a wrist injury. This is the Counties winger with a broken wrist. Now we saw Cruz Tupou being aided from the field just before half-time. Courtney, what's his injury?
Glenn, he has a broken left ankle. He's getting it treated down with St. John's Ambulance at the moment, but he will go off to the hospital, not returning to the game. The Stingrays have a 2-man bench for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's critical, and so was that run there by Huirama. Oh, no, Jolly's dropped the ball. Well, that's hard luck for them, but gee, an opportunity very close to start the second half, and Aaron Jolly knows it.
Again, great line break here and an offload back on the inside. Thought they were going to get there. But the final pass after this tackle goes to ground. Going down the short side, looking for the cutout. He's most probably falling over when he was trying to catch that, so it made it a little bit hard. But certainly an opportunity gone begging there.
Well, if Counties get through, mate, they're going to do it tough. Taufa out with a broken wrist, Tupou out with a broken ankle. Wow. Down to a 2-man bench. Players like Vu Timbau here are going to be critical, and he threatened to break loose there, didn't he? The big rangy back rower. Arminger's going to be critical too, with no backup now at dummy half on the bench for him. Armiger comes away again. This is Vanisi. Good carry from Tatalanoa. Vanisi again. Good quick play, the ball has Armiger nipping away from dummy half. Good run from Armiger. Getting close to the line. This could really open up for Counties. Stowers needed a bit of support. He's finally got it from the man who made the break, Armiger. So good backing up from him. Counties looking to make a strong statement here as Brown puts the kick through. Wow, that's not a great kick, isn't it? And Waikato come away here through Leilua.
And again, a line break through the middle of the field. Again, I think they just need to stay there, need to persevere with pushing up in and around the ruck. The part that was missing was the support play after the line break. So edge back rowers, centres push up, and they could get some more line breaks and hopefully some points.
Well, both teams looking a little defensively frail to start the second half. Neither have taken advantage just yet. It's a good strong carry again from Ratu. Been impressed with him.
Been very strong with his carries.
Yes, and he's not the biggest lad, is he? As Jolly just leaps into the line again. Seems to inject himself into the game at just the right points, doesn't he, Aaron Jolly? And he's earned his team a penalty. 30 metres out right in front here. What do you think about taking the points here? Jolly's a good goal kicker, but when you're ready, they're going to take the tap, it seems. And they are indeed. Parangi inside the 20 for Waikato.
One mark.
Goes Roder again. Oh, that's a nice run. An angled run, which is effective from Brown. He's dropped the ball. Oh, no, he's carrying on. And Noda thought about having a little dig there. Brown plays dummy half, Huirama. Good hands from Karina. Ohaya getting close. Good play from Waikato here. Karina with a nicely timed kick. Oh, I think Johnny got the ball, and that's going to be a beautiful try. Scored by Waikato, and they go back in front. Well, drama to start the second half. Just see how influential Karena is. Started the game at hooker, moving out into the 5/8 role, and that kick was on the money for Aaron Jolly to score for the 3rd week in a row.
Great vision to see that the defensive line was up, and he's threaded it through there, and Jolly had plenty of work to do. He most probably had no right to get his hands on the ball there, but excellent desire to get the try, and they go back in front. He's been excellent today, Jolly, as has Edwards. Both fullbacks have been very impressive in the first 45 minutes of this game. But again, on the back of a penalty, you know, with the Stingrays down to 15 players, they can't afford to give away, you know, free possession to the opposition, because they're going to have to conserve some energy. And that penalty late in that set of 6 preceding the try-scoring set was too costly. And they're going to have to make sure the discipline improves for the remainder of the match.
Yeah, it's a good point, isn't it? You know, we were just wondering 30 metres out whether they should take the goal kick and maybe get back on level terms. So that decision to go for the try has ended up being a very good one, hasn't it? Easier to say in hindsight, though, eh?
Much easier to say sitting up here as well. So difficult kick, this one from the sideline.
Jolly's a good goal kicker, and he seems to have timed that one very well, but he's hooked it away, which is a bit disappointing. But anyway, Waikato will be pleased, and their coach, Morgan Couture, will be very pleased with the start of the second half that his team has made. They need 14 points to 12.
They look really organised when they get into an attacking shape. The back end of that first half and the first set of 6 they've down here, they're nice and organised. And I think you've mentioned, you know, the fullback, obviously Karina, who's gone to 5'8", has been very influential as well. All their playmaking players of having doing a really good job at organising their attack.
Let's go back to Courtney Tidy. Courtney, you've got Morgan Couture with you.
Morgan, a great start to the second half. What did you say to the boys at halftime?
Well, I think we can score points when we get the football. It's just our defence that's let us down. So we just need to be a bit more patient and calm on defence.
I'll check this out from Thompson. Thanks, Morgan. Good tackle coming in there from Keanu Dawson. He got Thompson good. But Thompson's got to his feet quickly. Not the tallest folk, but very strong. Here's Parangi again. Now to Karina. This is Ratu. Ratu's been great, hasn't he? Look at him carry that defender, Reece Charlie, for another 10 metres here. Tugging away on that left edge. Well, Karina's kick is a shocker. It's still play on the last tackle still. Waikato getting another chance here. That's holding up in the breeze. Oh, so close from Joel Thompson there. Gee whiz, if he was half a metre in front, that would have been a spectacular take, and it would have been a stunning try.
The old double kick, 2 kicks in one tackle is always really hard to defend. But you talk about Ratu, Brown's been very good as well. He's had a couple of really strong carries, and we saw him chasing that ball there. So he's had a strong game coming off the bench for Waikato.
Pressure right on Counties here in this start the second half. Remember, they are down to a 2-man bench, and both starting props are about to come back on, Blucher and Ailupo. Now, Counties have picked up a penalty, and that will be very, very welcomed by them.
Great help that. Get some free field position. Need a big kick here. Oh, well, he's gone 10 metres.
Yeah, not the biggest. Remember, there is pressure on this Counties team. They've lost 2 players to serious injuries. Taufa out with a broken wrist, their winger. And Tupou, who started from the interchange, their reserve hooker, has broken his ankle. So they're down to a 2-man bench. Armiger. It's going to take a lot of these players, make sure their engines are nice and big as we go down the stretch of this game. Now, this is Blucher. That's a good carry from him. Michael Blucher, the Otara Scorpions player. 15 metres out. As Stowers has it. Oh, communication goes absolutely wonky there for Counties Manukau. And that's going to be Waikato possession.
Yeah, just had a set piece there that just went horribly wrong, unfortunately. Sometimes as a playmaker, you have to make the decision if it's not on, hold the ball and take the tackle. We see here, not sure who that pass was meant for. Possibly for the fullback there, but he was going to get smashed anyway.
10 minutes into the second half. Waikato leading 14-12. If Waikato go on and win this game, that would be hugely surprising to see them in the final next week against Akarana. The way they're going, they're putting themselves in contention, which is meritorious. Can they close the game out, though, as Thompson tackled on his own 30. Brown has been very good off the interchange. Started in the 11 jersey last week against Canterbury.
I noticed the starting front rows for Counties are back on, and they were really instrumental in strong defence in the first 10 minutes of the game. So hopefully they can put a bit of steel back into this Counties defensive line.
Outside. Do look a little rattled with the ball in hand. We saw those two players collide with each other earlier. And the Counties team were hot on attack before. This man will be very happy his team's in front. Aaron Jolly, the captain of this Waikato team, but he's well aware that he's still got 30 minutes of hard rugby league to come. Brown in at dummy half at the moment. Now Geronimo Doyle. Waikato doing a good job of slowing the play the balls down as well. Now Ailupo wants to get them on the front foot. Again, it's a slow play the ball. It's Armiger. Gives it to Brown again. Doyle. Oh, this is a good burst, actually. Toyetu, this should be a try. It will be a try. No! Can you believe that? Counties Manukau. Oh.
Try gone absolute begging there with a line open, and he knows it too. You can see the disappointment on his face. But the lead-up play was excellent down the right edge. They go down there, nice cutout pass, and they make the line break, and he plays beautifully back on the inside here. And while the cover defence is coming across, oh, he's tried to offload the ball at the last minute. Just needed to hold that one.
Yeah, Wilson it was. Nicholas Wilson advised Nicholas not to watch the replay on that one when he gets home tonight. Waikato survive.
Stand up, four. Keep coming. Good.
See Kingy working overtime, organising his team. It's the benefit of experience, isn't it? Lots of experience in Kingy and Karena. Halves combination at the moment. Now Karena, what's the referee going to rule there? He's going to lose, or rule left. He's going to rule a loose pass. And the Counties are going to get a great attacking opportunity here, Justin.
Need to take advantage, great field positioning. I'm not sure they needed to push the pass there. They seem to be making reasonable yards, a couple more drives and then the kick. But Counties, great opportunity. See what their halves can come up with. See what sort of set pieces they've got.
Well, Counties. So here goes William Stowers to feed the scrum. Here goes Armiger. Ooh, nice hands from Howard Brown eventually. Brown, a robust customer, as you can tell. Armiger in at dummy half. Here goes Michael Blucher. 15 metres out, Blucher. Here's Armiger from dummy half. This is Ailupo. Oh, great hands, great pickup there. Fantastic pickup. There's great hands from the man that bombed the try there, Wilson. Now Brown going close. Brown going close, he's there. Howard Brown muscles his way over. And this topsy-turvy game takes another twist, and Counties reclaim the lead 16-14.
Don't worry about set pieces. Two fantastic runs there from Howard in that set of 6. Right at the start, he came off the right foot 2 or 3 times, got some play the ball speed for his team, and then at the back end of the set, gets the try. A great run here from the Nuggety halfback. Right foot, and just spun out of that last tackle. And I think you used the word robust, and that's definitely true there. He's a strong carrier of the football there. Great job there from the halfback.
Well, Howard Brown was on the interchange the last 2 games, and he's been promoted to the starting lineup for today's game, wearing 7. He actually was the fullback in last year's grand final, which Akarana won 16-14. Important kick here for William Stowers. Well, it's just will give Counties just that little bit more breathing space if he can nail this one, which he's done. So Stowers converts the try, 18-14. Let's go back down to Courtney.
Rod, you must be happy with that. What would you like to see from your team for the rest of the second half?
Just adapt to that that ruck, sort of negotiate it, slowing it down a little bit, just for us to just not get caught into that and just focus on just clean play the ball and get into our kick.
Thank you to Rod Rasu, the Counties Manukau coach. Tight game, I think a lot tighter than people would have suspected. Now, oh, look, that's a fantastic run. Down to a 2-man bench, remember. Charlie plays the ball. Here's Wilson, Nicholas Wilson. Howard Hornets player. Very close to making the Fox Memorial final, the Howard Hornets this season. Now, View Timbau, not really seen him in action in the second half. Oh, that's very good defence. They showed him the sideline and he bought it, Justin.
Had a little bit of an indifferent game. He's a fantastic player. Made a couple errors in the first half there, and again, a really decisive run, but most probably need to come back inside at some point through the dummy 2 or 3 times. But strong defence there, really strong defence. Stuck to him, got his hips in nice and close and drove him over the sideline.
Well, he's hobbling a little bit there, View Timbau, but he's going to soldier on. He needs to. Venetian Dawson on the bench at the moment for Counties. I don't doubt we'll see them again before the end of the game. Fa'alelua. Strapping centre. Plays the ball, Jolly. Tai Rakena out there now. Good story, that chap. Originally named in the Waikato development squad at the start of this rep campaign and be promoted to the main squad.
Just lost a little bit of energy, the Waikato team at the moment. Don't seem to be running as hard, don't seem to be having the support. Here they've got something going on the left side here, though.
Here's Jolly, look out, Aaron, Jolly is through. Jolly trying to link up with a support player. Oh, that's sensational finish. Eric Taiulu is in for a hat-trick. What a game we've got on our hands here. Taiulu, that was great rugby league. Probably all part of the plan to look a little sluggish and then just explode through was Jolly. How good was that try?
That's it, lull them into a false sense of security and then put a little play down here on that left-hand side. But we see there the 9 and the 1, again, heavily involved. This is a great final pass here from Jolly back on the inside. And that's his 3rd try of the afternoon. Try-scoring machine.
Check this out here. Look, his headgear isn't even strapped. What's going on there? That was a sensational pass. And good luck stopping Eric Taiulu when he's got a full head of steam. And that was a stunning try, and just like that, Waikato are looking good to reclaim the lead again. Because this one's nice and handy to the post too. Well, Waikato led at 6-0, then 14-12, so they just got the lead back for the 3rd time in the game.
I've got a feeling it's not going to be the last try of the match. I think we're going to see a few more before the afternoon's out. Both teams know what's on the line. A spot in the final next week.
Well, this is hugely impressive from this Waikato team. Remember, they were playing in the division down last year, and they beat Wellington to win promotion to the Premiership, and could they go all the way to the final in 2017? Well, Jolly doesn't want to miss this one. And he doesn't. Which will be a great relief. 20 points to 18. Waikato back in front. I was a bit nervous about that kick because in the first round, as we look, one more try here at this try. Boom. Just stunner. He's back to that goal in the first round between Counties and Canterbury. Isaac Placid, the Canterbury goal kicker, he kicked 3 from the sideline, and then their fourth try was pretty much from that spot, and he hit the upright and missed.
It's always the way, isn't it? Always the way. It's like the 3-foot putt to halve the hole.
Exactly right. Well, it was 12 points to 10 to Counties at half-time. So it has been a very competitive game all the way through.
On the mark, guys. On the mark. Back, 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 back. Yep, good there. Go, 2.
Simon Taylor, the referee. Brown plays the ball.
Hold up and square.
Here's Jolly. Noda. Right on the halfway line as Brown comes on again. He's looking and contributing very strongly to this game. Tafare Brown. Now, Kingy measures the kick and he's pierced 2 defenders. Geronimo Doyle is the weight on that one. Good. Yes, it is good. It's perfect. Line dropout. How good was the weight on that one from Darren Kingy?
You could see us weighing up the options. Do we run it on the last play? He had an overlap on the outside. He decided to put the ball on the boot, and he measured it absolutely perfect and backed it up with a fantastic run. Great work there from Kingy.
Well, the halves are really doing a good job for Waikato in this game. Karina, Kingy, with good support from Noda. Looking really good now. Brown getting a full head of steam up. 25 metres out. Noda still in at dummy half. Well, looking a little indecisive that time, looking for a strong run. And Karina forced to take the line on. Noda again. Uedama, Karina. Good angled run coming in from Marcus Hohaya, who was influential in the very first try that Waikato scored in this game. Now Noda from dummy half. Here's another opportunity. This is big pressure on Counties right here. Big moment in the game here. With Waikato hard on attack. Karina with a measured kick again. Oh, it's close to a try. Is it going to be claimed? Is it going to be awarded? I reckon it's going to be awarded. I reckon this is going to be a try to Reihana Tairakina. No video ref, of course.
Yeah, Ben.
And here it comes. It is a try. A try to Reihana Tairakina, and Waikato extend their lead. Can you believe what's happening here? The team that hasn't won a game is moving into pole position down the stretch of this one. And if they win it, remember, they're into the final.
And they've got the momentum. 16.5 minutes to go. Karina, really deft little kick. Big risk there to let it go, and it looks like it's a try. That's a great call from the officials.
Let's just see who scored this. Well, I reckon we just wondered whether on the other angle, whether that Jolly might have got that try, but I reckon we'll stick with our original call there, that Reihana Tairakina has scored the try, number 16. Well, it doesn't really matter who scored it from a Waikato point of view. We're about to see, are we, a big upset here.
They look like they've definitely got the ascendancy, haven't they? They've got the momentum, they've got the running, and we talk about that in sport all the time, the team that will with the momentum, and they certainly have it at the moment. And if they can continue it on for the next 15 minutes, they're going to find themselves in a final.
Which would be staggering. Well, Jolly's goal kicking has been very good so far. He's only missed one. Tolu's second try, that was pretty much from the sideline. And he's nailed that one too. Wow, 26 points to 18. And this is an 8-point advantage for Waikato. That means counties need to score twice. Here's this kick again from Karena. It was a gem. Great chase there from the interchange player, Tai Rakena. Well, this county's Manukau team's going to have to dig deep, and very deep right now. Remember, they only have a 2-man bench. Oh, gee whiz, Royden Gillett is going to be penalised. Shoulder charge is the call.
We'll look after him first.
Well, I think the referee got that one spot on.
Yeah, that's a shoulder charge, and that's been outlawed from the game for lots of different reasons. So definitely a penalty.
Yeah. No worries, mate. So penalties, shoulder charge. We haven't had any of that stuff in this game so far. Okay, let's get that out, and we'll play a good game for the rest of the 15 minutes or whatever it is. Thanks.
So Royden Gillett has played Queensland Cup for the Burleigh Bears back in New Zealand, and yeah. Discipline's an important part of the game too now. When you're down by 8, Justin, you don't want to give away silly penalties.
Can't give away penalties, can't make mistakes, and they don't seem to have had the ball for a good 7 or 8 minutes. The last time I remember them having the balls quite some time ago. Here we go with Brown again. He's been strong, Brown.
Yeah, he's been very, very active in this game, hasn't he? Now Hohaya, oh no, this is Hadji rather. Aaron Hadji played in the centres last week against Canterbury. Here's Kingy again. Nicely timed pass to Joel Thompson. Every time he's touched the ball, Joel Thompson's looked good too. Jolly at dummy half. Kingy it is again. Nicely picked up by Karena, the two experienced players working well together. Hohaya it is, in possession. Still in possession. Marcus Hohaya plays the ball. Noda on the last play again. It's been knocked on, I reckon, from a Counties player. It has nothing going right for Counties Manukau.
Yeah, and it had his hands there as well, mate. Show him off, look after the peanuts. You good? Scrum here, fellas. Waikato.
Here's the replay.
Yeah, just in the leg there.
What do you think he does with his hands? He puts down here to protect them.
Can't hurt the ball getting kicked into the leg like that.
Here we go, fellas. Down. Down, Lucy.
Oh, big opportunity here for Waikato. Could they put the game to bed? Pretty much with one more score cut in. This is a set play, and it's looking fairly good. If Jolly can get round that man, he can't. Just lost his footing there, Aaron Jolly. Noda waits at dummy half again. Karena times the pass again. This is looking good for Kingy. He slipped. That was unfortunate. That was looking really good for Waikato. Still could work out. How desperate the Counties want the ball. He's ruled a loose pass, and Counties have survived.
Just overplaying their hand there a little bit. Here's the long shift. He's on for all money. The short ball there. Offload. They've got numbers on the right-hand side. If you could just release that ball there to Brown, they could have easily scored another 4-pointer.
100%.
Okay, fellas, nice and tight, eh? Nice and tight. Behind your seconds,
well,
mate.
12 minutes to play, and Counties Manukau have got to go 90 metres. George Edwards had a huge first half. Not seen much ball in the second.
Up now.
Hugely threatening in the first 40 minutes.
Let me get him.
This is Toyetu.
Movement! Stand up. Here we are, 15. Good work.
Placement winger. This is a great run fire. Lupe's got a penalty. Offside. The Waikato players were warned. The referee is penalised.
second marker, you've made it back.
They need more of that, more of the charges from the big men in the middle of the field.
Well, their season's on the line. You want to see a bit of desperation right now.
Go.
And the captain, Ailupo, wants to provide it. So does Reece Charlie.
Oh.
Warriors ISP player. We've got a Waikato player who looks like he's been knocked out or close to it in that last tackle on Reece Charlie. Running back into position now. He's okay. Now, Counties have really got to take this opportunity. Wilson, Nicholas Wilson.
15, square. Oh, 10.
Stowers, view to Mao. He doesn't want to be thrown into touch again. He's managed to hold on to the ball this time as well. Just as well there for Counties Manukau. Gillett at dummy half. Stowers with a long pass back into midfield. Vanisi hits the line strongly. Vanisi with a quick play the ball. This could open out on the right if Howard Brown takes the line on here. Oh, it's been dropped and away goes Brown. Brown gets those legs pumping. There's the offload. Waikato break out off their own line. I want a quick play the ball. Taiulu wants it. He wants 4 tries. And it's a penalty against Counties. 10 to play. Waikato lead by 8. Waikato just 10 minutes away from an unlikely spot in the finals against Akarana next week.
Cheers. Here we are,
well, it all goes wrong here for Counties.
Just playing too slow, just needed to go hard at the line there, play with some tempo and speed. And then they gave away a penalty on the back of it, so it's a double error.
And now they're hard on defence, aren't they? Parangi back on for Waikato, the big prop. Here they come again as Ratu. Puts a little step on most of the time, and he just hits the line, which just enables him to carry that extra few metres each time. Now Noda goes from dummy half, he scores! That surely will make the game safe. And can you believe it, that Waikato are likely to go to the finals? Only an absolute travesty in the last 10 minutes. We'll see Waikato beaten in this game, and they are looking really good for a final spot against Akarana now.
That's just through weight of possession. Weight of possession, they get a penalty, double up their sets of 6, and the defence of the Counties couldn't handle it. Great spot there by Noda. Just stuck down that short side. He's been good since he's come on. He's probed in and around the acting half. He's given his halves plenty of space when they've wanted the ball, and he took that opportunity close to the line and gets a well-deserved try there.
The Counties Manukau team are absolutely shell-shocked. Aaron Jolly lining up this penalty, or rather this goal. This will take them 14 points clear if they get it.
Very important to kick this one.
Very.
Take them out to 14 points, which would be three tries with 3 scores to get them in front.
Well, and he's using the clock as his friend here too, soaking up each and every second. Aaron Jolly, the captain of Waikato here. No mistake for Aaron Jolly, and Rod Ratu, the coach of Counties Manukau, champions in 2015, finalists last year, and we've got to say they're not even likely to make the final in 2017, and Waikato thoroughly deserve their lead at the moment.
They've been impressive. They've played some really enterprising rugby league. And they came in here with some great belief. Obviously, not winning a game yet, but knowing that if they won today, there's a little bit of a mix-up on the kickoff there, and they've got the ball back. No, gone into touch.
That's just a... how unlucky is that for Counties? They regathered the short kickoff, but Gillett lost his bearings and has been thrown into touch.
I think it just shows how much losing 2 players throughout a game can have on a team. You know, it's a 17-man game these days, and if you lose 2 of them, it puts so much pressure on everybody else, and it's been too much for Counties today.
If you've joined us, Taufa lost. They lost Taufa in the first half due to a broken wrist. Just before half-time, Cruz Tupou there, back-up dummy half, broke his ankle. Well, a loose tackle coming. Shrugged away there. Nicholas Wilson went in for the big smash, and he came up short that time as Hadji avoided the big shot. Now Parangi. This is Huirama, who at times has contributed strongly. A couple of really good offloads from him in this game. Now Noda. Here's Parangi, hits strongly, but he's offloaded the ball, and the support play from Kingy is outstanding again. Nothing flash from Waikato now, you'd think. They just want to complete their sets. Error-free football, see them home here. And Counties are going to need something flash and risky. What an influence he's had today, Darren Kingy. His first game for Waikato this season, Justin. And he's been hugely influential, the veteran player.
What he's been good at is knowing when to kick and what sort of kick. His game management has been very, very good, and that's experience. So to come in for his first game of the season, hats off to him. He's had a very strong performance.
There's Armager. Again, he slips as he approaches the halfway line, but Counties running out of time. 4 minutes to go for Waikato, and they're in the final against Akarana. Here's Brown. Brown, the cutout pass. Counties still trying their hardest through Ete, but he's lost the ball, and I think that come off a Waikato hand. And we've gone back to 0 tackles. So Counties have got another set here, and they really got to score on this set. Stowers, Few Timbau. Looked after him nicely in this game. Few Timbau. Stowers again, now Nicholas Wilson again. Lose the ball there, did he? Oh, the referee says play on. Can they take advantage of that? Lakazai Lupo tries to barge his way over, but I don't think he got it down. He's held up. And it's a courageous tackle from Aaron Jolly on the line against the big fella. Ulia Aialupo. Edwards. A long pass to Gillett. And that is a handover. That was the last tackle.
Fullbacks these days have such an important role to play in defence, and we can see here Jolly just gets in front of the big man. Great job. He's been very good in attack, but equally up to the task there defensively. Great job, Jolly.
Well, this is a great performance from Waikato. They're 2.5 minutes away. It's going to be a Waikato Akarana final next week. It's going to be live and exclusive here on Sky Sports, 7:30 next Saturday night at Mount Smart Stadium. And who would have picked that? Waikato to play Akarana. Parangi is called held, the referee.
Wait for me. Wait for me. With me, left side. Go. Tackle 4. Oh, 5 last. Hands off. Go. 1 marker.
Well, here come Waikato again, who are looking to put the icing on the cake and not to be. And Howard Brown comes up with the ball at this stage. The way that if there's no more change to the score, folks, Counties will be playing the relegation match next week. And who would have picked that? Which would be stunning. Not quite sure who they'll be playing yet. Probably Bay of Plenty, but that's to be confirmed. Waikato in the final against Akarana. I'm still struggling with that to actually believe that's actually going to be happening, but it is going to be happening. An outstanding performance from Waikato here. They have certainly proved that doubt is wrong. And they have contributed strongly not only in this game and thoroughly deserved their win, but they've actually played really well in their 2 losses. Now, maybe one final flurry here from Counties, not to be. Waikato survive, and here comes Jolly again, the man who doesn't tie his headgear on, just has a cap on.
It's like it's a beanie.
Exactly. How does it even stay on? Maybe the strap's broken, I don't know. Well, 30 seconds to go, and Counties Manukau and Waikato, and this is a great performance from Waikato, and a lot of players have played really strongly, including this guy, number 2, Eric Taulu, who has scored a hat-trick in this game and been the beneficiary of some wonderful play that's come from inside him and his team. And there is the win for Waikato. What a huge accomplishment for Waikato Rugby League. They are into the final. They are into the final of the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership, and they'll play Akarana next week. A wonderful performance from this Waikato team against the odds. The most unfancied of the 4 teams in the competition have gone to the final, beating the fancied team, Counties Manukau, the 2015 champions, the 2016 finalists. It's Waikato through. They have won this game 32 points to 18. 6 tries to 3 in the end it was. And tough day for Counties, but they're not good enough on the day, and they're hit hard by injuries with that broken ankle to Tupou and a broken wrist for Taufa. But it's all Waikato. They are the ones that are through to the final. Let's go down to Courtney Tidy.
Aaron, congratulations. How exciting. Through to the grand final.
The boys are very happy. We actually set this as a goal at the start of the season, and we're real happy we can pull it off and finally have a crack with the big boys properly.
Talking about the big boys properly next week, what learnings do you take from today into the grand final next week?
Well, personally, I think we've improved every week going through despite the losses, but I think again, just we actually talked about a lot of brotherhood this week, and I think we played together as brothers and had each other's back, so that was the key for us today.
And how's you found the jump up to the premiership this year?
It was definitely a big task. Some of us are quite unfit, but we like I said, we worked hard, and we're just glad to be up here and having a big shot at the big title, and we'll take our best up there and see how we go.
Congratulations and good luck for next week.
Cool, thank you.
Well, there's Waikato coach Aaron Jolly, who's had an influential game. Check this run out and the pass to Taulu. And there is no doubt that Waikato are the North Queensland Cowboys of the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership, with a stunning and unexpected achievement, reaching the final. Can they go all the way? Let's go back down to Courtney now with some reaction from the defeated team today, and that is Counties Manukau.
Really a loss, but you must be proud of your team's efforts today.
Yeah, for sure. We didn't come away with results today, but they capitalised on our mistakes, and they got through, and we couldn't answer back. But they, congratulations to them. They did good.
Talking of your mistakes, you definitely created the opportunity out there. Probably just a little bit guilty of not putting the finishing touches on.
Yeah, that's it. We couldn't get to the back end of our sets, and they punished us for that. So it's I give them props for that, and I hope they go well next week in the grand final.
But your team has performed well in this premiership. What has been the best part about playing in the premiership this year?
I think the best part is just coming along with other players from different clubs, and connecting together and just making friendships and and playing against other teams.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, William Stow's there, disappointed man, but the happy smiles, or the smiles, are on the face of the Waikato team and their coach, Morgan Kutia, and they will play Akarana in the final. They have defeated Counties Manukau 32 points to 18. And we'll be back with more here from Truss Arena right after this here on Sky Sport. Seen some drama here with Waikato against the odds getting into the final of the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership next week. What a wonderful performance for Aaron Jolly and his team, and they have thoroughly deserved it. And for Counties Manukau, well, they've got to contemplate a promotion relegation match next week, which we'll have for you next week as well. So let's have a look at the standings in the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership. This out finished up after pool play. Akarana undefeated, and Waikato getting through on points differential. Each of Waikato, Canterbury and Counties Manukau's with the wins, but the Waikato get through on points differential to play Akarana in next week's final.
Thank you, Glenn. And hard to believe, I suppose, for many Counties Manukau supporters that they will be playing promotion relegation next week. That's our first game from 5:30 at Mount Smart Stadium. That's a big one, I'm sure, for them to stomach.
Well, that was one that I did not pick. If you remember at the beginning of the day, I picked a Akarana Counties final. I stand corrected. Akarana Waikato final is what's going to go down.
I got to say, Waikato played like they had nothing else to play for, and I thought the way Aaron Jolly just manoeuvred the players around, Eric Tauli on the wing, just everything. They did everything right today, didn't they, when they needed to?
Absolutely. They pulled the one out of the bag when they needed to. They got that one win that they only needed one, and they got it today when it counted, so it's awesome.
Well, we had the big fella, Justin Morgan, with us as well. He's with Courtney right now, just to break it down what they thought of the day's play.
Justin, what a great day of footy we've had today. Australia versus New Zealand in the schoolboys and under-18s, and also a great finish here.
Yeah, we have. We've had all sorts of weather and so forth. We had a little bit of rain earlier in the day, but we've had some great rugby league, certainly, to finish off with a game like that. Both teams vying to make it into the final, and congratulations to Waikato. They were very good.
And looking at the grand final next week, the Akarana Falcons up against Waikato, how do you see that one playing out?
Look, I think it's really important for Waikato, to make sure that they haven't played their grand final today. And I think, look, if they can bring the attitude that they brought today to next weekend's performance, I think they'll be in with a really, really good shout. But you've got to think that they're going to go in as underdogs.
Thank you, team. Appreciate that one, Courtney. And Justin, we'll see you next weekend for a big one, which will be the grand final. That, of course, is Waikato against the defending champs, Akarana Falcons. You've got a busy time. You're off to the national schoolboys right now, right?
Yeah, 15s and 70s have their nationals in Rotorua this week, so it'll be a busy one. Hopefully, my boys' team, the 15s Akarana team, make the final, and I get to watch that before I come back for the big final.
Now, I know you've got to get up early on Flavour on Monday morning, but are you going to watch the Storm against the Cowboys tomorrow night?
Of course.
Okay, you'll be grumpy on the morning, won't you? We are done here from Trust Stadium in West Auckland. We'll see you next weekend for the final of the New Zealand Rugby League Championship.